Welcome to English with Confidence. I'm your host, Eric. Today's episode, A Day at My Work, English for Daily Office Life, explores essential English expressions, scenarios, and strategies to thrive in a typical office environment. I'm with your co-host, Ruby. Why is mastering office English so crucial?
Thanks, Eric. Office English forms the backbone of professional communication. Whether writing emails, leading meetings, or chatting by the water cooler, using the right phrases builds credibility and fosters teamwork. English fluency in the workplace often leads to better job performance and more career opportunities.
Absolutely. And for listeners aiming to excel at work, today's discussion will unpack real-life language challenges and solutions. Let's start by setting the scene. What does a typical office day look like language-wise?
Great question. From morning greetings to project updates and feedback sessions, office days are packed with interactions. Each moment offers a chance to use targeted vocabulary and expressions, which we'll break down step by step.
Let's dive into the morning routine. When you walk into the office, what's the standard way to greet colleagues in English?
The classics like good morning or hello, how are you, work well in most workplaces. For a bit more warmth, you might say, did you have a good weekend? It's about striking a balance between friendliness and professionalism.
Some listeners worry about making small talk. How can they feel more confident initiating brief conversations without sounding awkward?
Practice helps. Start with easy topics, whether commutes or recent company news. For example, traffic was a nightmare today, wasn't it? These icebreakers make conversations flow and build rapport. In a 2022 LinkedIn survey, 68% of professionals said small talk improved their relationships at work.
Moving further into the day, let's talk about common office tools and spaces. What vocabulary should learners know to navigate their surroundings confidently?
Key terms include cubicle, conference room, printer, and break room. For example, you might hear, I'll meet you in the conference room at 10. Understanding these terms prevents confusion and helps you follow instructions efficiently.
Are there any tools or spaces with tricky names that often confuse non-native speakers?
Absolutely. Words like stationary versus stationary trip up, many learners sewn means office supplies. The other means not moving. Also, pantry in some countries is used for break room, but in the US, it usually refers to a small kitchen area.
Let's transition to one of the most vital skills, email writing. What are the key elements of a well-structured professional email?
Start with a clear subject line, a polite greeting, concise body, and a courteous closing. For instance, Dear Ms. Chen, I'm writing to follow up on yesterday's meeting. Thank you, Sarah. Clarity and brevity are essential.
How can employees adjust their tone to sound polite, but not overly formal or distant?
Use phrases like, could you please, instead of direct commands. For example, could you please send the report by noon? It's softer, but still clear. According to a Grammarly business study, well-mannered emails increase positive responses by 21%.
Meetings are another major part of office life. What language strategies can help non-native speakers participate more confidently in meetings?
Preparation is crucial. Practice phrases like, I'd like to add to that point, or could you clarify what you meant? Listening attentively and taking brief notes also helps you respond appropriately and stay engaged.
What about situations where someone disagrees? How can you express a different opinion diplomatically?
Try, I see your point, but I have a slightly different perspective. This shows respect while introducing your view. In international offices, diplomatic language fosters collaboration and minimizes misunderstandings.
Office jargon and acronyms can be confusing, especially for newcomers. How can employees decode and learn these terms quickly?
Don't hesitate to ask, what does KPI stand for? Most colleagues appreciate the initiative. Creating a personal glossary helps too. In a 2020 survey, 60% of workers said learning jargon boosted their confidence during team discussions.
Are there any particularly common phrases or acronyms listeners should know right away?
Definitely. Terms like ASAP, as soon as possible, FYI, for your information, and EOD, end of day, pop up frequently in emails and meetings. Mastering these boosts comprehension and speeds up your workplace integration.
Let's shift to everyday interactions, making requests and offering help. What's the best way for employees to ask for assistance in English?
Politeness is key. Instead of, I need help, try, could you help me with this task when you have a moment? It shows respect for your colleague's time and increases willingness to assist.
And how about offering help without seeming intrusive or overbearing?
Simple phrases like, let me know if you need any support, or I'm happy to help with that, are effective. Research from Harvard found teams that communicate supportively are 35% more productive.
Feedback is essential for growth, but it can feel intimidating. What's the best approach to give constructive feedback in English?
Start with positive observations before addressing areas for improvement. For example, your presentation was clear, but adding more data could make it even stronger. This sandwich technique softens criticism and motivates improvement.
How should employees respond when they receive feedback, especially if it's critical?
Stay open and thank the person, even if it's tough to hear. Say, I appreciate your input. I'll work on that. This demonstrates maturity and a willingness to grow, which managers greatly value.
Let's touch on the social aspects of office life. How can employees use English effectively to network and build relationships beyond their teams?
Joining after-work gatherings or lunch groups is a great start. Begin with, mind if I join you? Or, how long have you been with the company? These openers spark conversations and help you connect across departments.
Are there cultural nuances in workplace socializing that English learners should be aware of?
Yes, definitely. In some cultures, sharing personal stories is common, while others prefer to keep conversations professional. Observing local practices and adapting your approach ensures smoother interactions and avoids misunderstandings.
Conflicts are inevitable in any workplace. What strategies can employees use to handle disagreements or difficult conversations in English?
Focus on the issue, not the person. Use phrases like, let's find a solution together, or I understand your concerns. These keep conversations calm and constructive. Role-playing scenarios in English classes can also build confidence for real-life situations.
And if emotions run high, what's a good way to de-escalate?
Pause and suggest a break. Shall we continue this discussion after a short break? This small step prevents misunderstandings from escalating and shows emotional intelligence, a skill highly valued in the workplace.
Before we wrap up, can you share actionable tips for listeners to keep improving their office English day by day?
Certainly. Read real emails, listen to business podcasts, and practice speaking with colleagues. Set a daily goal like learning one new phrase. Consistency compounds, and even small steps lead to big progress.
That's inspiring. Finally, how can learners measure their progress and stay motivated?
Track your comfort level in real situations. Are meetings getting easier? Celebrate small wins, like writing a confident email or joining a group chat. Remember, language growth is a journey, not a race.
We've covered a full day at work in English, from greetings and emails to meetings, feedback, and even conflict resolution. Ruby, any final advice for our listeners?
Embrace challenges as opportunities. Each interaction at work is a chance to improve your English. Don't fear mistakes, they're part of learning. Stay curious and keep practicing.
Thank you, Ruby, for your insights. And thank you to our listeners for joining English with confidence. Remember, every day at work is a step toward greater fluency. See you next time.
Looking forward to it, Alex. Wishing everyone confidence and success in their daily office life.